going on here?
I don't know, it's like not getting fuel or something. There's fuel coming out the fuel line, but there's no fuel actually coming through, so could be float height. Don't know. Should be fine. I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. Why are you worried? I'm not worried.
I really can't talk much. They've had a way easier go than me. Like, they're preparing for the dyno. We're not together for the dyno, so I better keep my trap shut while Nigel's still working.
We're making this a true Medi replica. So the clutch on this thing was pretty cactus. We saw these come into stock, which is really cool. I've got Dill to go and grab one out of the showroom for me. Instant clutch going in, Medi ran one, and we do too. This clutch kit is as trick as it gets. This is full factory stuff. So we've gone ham on the bike, we may as well finish it off. This is what lets the power from the motor get to the drivetrain. Yeah, it's just sick. Alright, so we just finished up putting in the clutch into this YZ. Just going the process of putting the plates and discs in. It's really cool. I've had them sitting in a little bucket of oil here. Let it soak. It's the best way to go ahead with it. And the other thing to note is some fibers are thicker than others. So just check the manual wiring instructions before you put it all in. Joys of building bikes. The guys over there are having some issues getting the thing running. It's actually quite funny. It's finally good to see it's not just the YZ that's been having issues, so it made my day. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Walk away.
Heaps happening. Heaps. But not much YZ building, so.
I'll go back to the YZ, hey?
Just walk away while you can, mate. Walk away while you can. Well, the bike originally ran fine, and it's been sitting for a couple of weeks, and now it won't start ready for the dyno, so we're just making sure it's getting fuel, because when we lent it over to see if it was flooded, it didn't have any fuel piss out. So now it's actually, we know it's getting fuel, so that's step one, and then we just got to check for spark, and then we'll know what we're going with there. So fuel, air, spark, should have a running engine, so all compression, fuel, spark. So we're just going through the diagnosing procedure now, and we'll hopefully get this thing running in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Hopefully no one's been mucking around with bikes, because that's a bit of a dog act, but wouldn't be surprised with the other team.
Been any tampering going on here?
Nah, man. We got too much going on. Honestly, we've kept it clean, other than a few bad words here and there from Nige, because I put him in the doghouse with a beat-up bike.
Yeah, no, it'd be fine. We've had it running, just chasing back a fuel air issue going on here. Something's happening. So it could be a blocked jet, could be a float issue, but Dill's on the case. We'll be right. So.
Rumours that it could be a inter-team tampering.
They don't have the required skills to tamper with the trusty RM, mate. Nick, what? What's happening? I didn't break anything. What are you talking about? Nah, should be fine.
Well, this RM's decided to throw a little gremlin last minute at us, and we've had no fuel for quite some time. I finally diagnosed that somehow the float has been changed. Whether it's another team that's come in and adjusted it, who knows. But we've managed to readjust the float. So now we've got fuel, so we're going to attempt to start it, and hopefully it's fixed. All I'm thinking is Sleater sold an RM that had carby issues.
Oh!
Hang on.
How the turns have tabled.
Conspiracy is Sleater actually sold a RM125 about a week or two ago. It actually did have carb issues. So
did have carby issues.
It did,
and this didn't.
And he managed to fix it in half an hour. And anyone knows carby issues sometimes can take many hours. Potentially, carby could have been swapped or something.
One float went missing from one to the other.
Internals were switched. What a dog. What a dog.
Listen, we didn't have a float bowl, nothing issue when we picked this thing up. So
yeah. And it started not bad the other day, so potentially Sleater's been in here working his magic
tinkering.
on it. We got him, but
How confident are you?
not very. My foot says otherwise. It's had a fair bit of a beating. So I went for a car park test. It's only going into first. It won't actually shift into second. So we've got some issues, but it won't
Gear lever set too high, just sitting on the stand. You guys have set that too high. It's hitting on the back in the actual cases. So we'll grab an 8mm, move the gear lever down, and money. Building bikes is what happens. So we have one drummer on this thing, and here comes Nige, eh? Yeah, righto, mate.
Oh, you Nige.
Back to the dream build. Second gear this time. She's rich now. That float level, bring it back down a little bit. Money. JP replica, 125. We're good.
Bloody fantastic, wasn't
good.
it? I mean, can you see the smile on Mick's face? I mean, this thing pulls up.
You can't beat it. Brings back the memories. Not only the JP thing, but RM125 is a good bike. You just got to think of these things just ripping around, full packs, everything comes back. These guys killed it. Still, Jenna put together a thing. Tiny little hiccup at the end that we had, but hey, that's rebuilds. Dude,
We're ready for the dyno.
we're on.
I said from the start, I reckon 35 to 36 horsepower.
Yes, actually yes.
All day yes.
All the yes.
Just mixed up some race fuel. We're running at 40 to 1, so I keep these engines nice and safe and nice and cool.
Let's roll her in.
We're so excited right now.
Fingers crossed it goes. Okay, so bike was on the dyno, sitting there idling, warming up, sounding crisp, getting real keen. He runs it up, no good.
Yeah, so Mark went to run it up. As soon as the bike went under load, it started having issues, it wouldn't run, so unfortunately you didn't get a power figure at all, did you?
So again, same as the first run, basically the exact same. Couldn't even register a number and I was filthy.
Heart rate's just like... So we're on take 2 for the dyno. Unfortunately, the rear brake was dragging, so we had a bit of an issue there. So that's obviously going to affect our HP reading. So we've got the rear brake sorted and we're going to produce that 36 horsepower. Probably not, but we'll see.
Okay, dyno day, take 2. We've had some success, no success here. The YZ has had a few issues. We're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and do some investigation. How'd the RM go?
RM went well. We managed to produce another 30 horsepower, but our power delivery is much more smooth than it was previously, and it's got a lot more torque. So super happy with that. For a 125, getting loads of torque, that's what's happening around those corners. So we need to get out of those corners and hit those jumps. So race day will be a lot of fun, and as the guys said, both these bikes are gonna be awesome to ride when they're going. When Nige first laid eyes on this.
I was handed a YZ in the MXstore garage and we've had some issues from day one. I've never actually seen the thing run properly yet. Fingers crossed we can actually get it to run. We might have got ourselves just a cursed YZ, who knows?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just gone for some more fuel. So went through the jetting box, but nothing bigger there for a main jet. So we're just gonna drop him on the needle and get some more fuel through it so we can take the dyno in today. So if you have a bigger main jet in your kit, then chuck a bigger main jet in it. If not, just go down on the needle, bring the needle up.
Crisp, very crisp. I like it. Back at the dyno, take 2 or take 3, I'm not sure. It's been a while.
We're coming back and we're hoping for more this time around. We've done a couple of carb modifications. We've actually upgraded the chain to a nice race chain, which has a lot less drag than the previous one. And fingers crossed the YZ over there actually pulls some figures because they've had an absolute nightmare of a week. So let's see how we go.
Alright, let's make some fun.
Ideally, what we're hoping for out of this is 1, to get a reading, the most important, and 2, hopefully with all the stuff that we've put in the engine, a good reading.
Well, it's pretty well known that we started off with 0 horsepower. Hopefully we get a good reading and all that hard work that we put into it pays off.
Any number is better than no number.
It's pretty sick. I've never seen this before, so I'm loving it.
So it looks like from a base run there, the YZ team have produced 31.06 horsepower, so more than the RM, but luckily we got take 2 for the RM. We'll see. What's this? Oh, it's 31.2. It's getting more.
So we've just hit 31 horsepower, which is better than 0, and maybe better than the RM. Who knows?
I'm very stressed.
I'd be curious to see how the RM's going to go. First run was a little bit less than 30 horsepower. However, the chain did have a bit of drag, so Dill's thrown a really lightweight race chain on. It'll be interesting to see if that makes a difference to the horsepower or just a torque curve. Stay tuned.
That is pulling straight from 6 grand all the way.
The jetting's pretty good, you think?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, jetting's good.
Yeah,
Okay, it's only a little 125, but
Yeah.
it's making 30 plus horsepower, 32 consistently. And the torque, nice how it comes on, there's no lulls or anything, it's carrying
Yeah.
extremely nice all the way through. Very good, guys, well done. Compared to what it first rolled in, this is the one I think I pushed it with my hand and went, we're not even running this, it had no compression.
Some technical issues, it wouldn't run.
Nothing but kudos. It looks really good. The bike's running well. Nice, great torque line, which is going to actually translate on the dirt to be really good and fun to ride. We did it.
We did it, yay. So second round for the RM, they're gonna jump back on after making a few changes. I don't think they'll get our numbers. Let's see how we hold up. Round 2, let's go.
We've done some changes on it. This is what past run was, and now we're going to lay this one over this one to see how we've improved and gained, or we've gone backward. Which one do you want to go on?
I think they might want to stick with the numbers from the first run.
From the one before we touched it, we should just leave it
Yeah.
and left it.
Let's act like this didn't happen. Can you delete this thing?
We changed the carby back to where we had it before.
Blue bike wins! However, it has carried it, like we said.
Okay, so
So it has changed, okay? Have a look at it.
Okay.
Okay, as an average we're going. It's a little bit rich still. That clip might have fattened it up a little too much, so we've got to find a split. However, in saying that, see the difference here now, the red, which it is now, is carrying further, okay? So we have gained across the overall in the upper end, both in torque and horsepower, and it starts exactly the same. So we haven't changed anything in the bottom end.
Yeah.
We've just gained in the overrun. Well, very good, guys. Well,
Thank you.
if we lay over your little YZ,
Oh, here we go. This is getting the knife and twisting it.
is that right?
Just putting it in and twisting it. He doesn't care. Mark does not care. There's bias here too. You're a Yamaha fan. You got a blue shirt on as well.
I go back a long way with a bit of blues. So there's now the difference between the Yamaha being the blue file. It's torque in different areas, and that's what you got to look at.
So what are we saying? This thing's a big bore, is it?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
134 would be like a car sleeve, right?
Sometimes big bores will often make more torque, but they don't make more power.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because you've got a bigger pot.
Yeah.
So therefore you got more pressure to apply.
So just getting back to this cheater bike.
What I'm on Team Micmac. He cheats. He cheated last year. He cheated this year. Cheats every year.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Nah, I don't like cheating. I'm about by the books, but I can't help it when my captain's team cheat.
After a bit of hunting around, trying to backtrack what we've done, what we haven't done, what we touched, what we haven't touched, it was all becoming a fueling issue. We sent the carb away and had it vapor blasted, assuming that the carb was good beforehand. without thinking that the bike didn't run beforehand, so no idea. Turns out we borrowed a donor carb off another friend's YZ125, put it in, ran even nice, like really good under load. We actually made sure we rode it in the car park. So ended up being the carb, took it back to the dyno and we're able to pull some actual numbers this time around.
And can you remember what you pulled?
I think it was it 30, 31 horsepower?
I think you got to 32.
Oh, 32, there you
Smoked
go.
the RM,
The thing
sadly,
was,
but-
yeah, it was great.
But we still have to ride these things.
The fun part
The
starts.
fun part starts now. I'm feeling good.
We're off to the track.
I fixed the shoulder. Your
Can I
bike
see how it
sounds. Your bike's out put some heavy numbers. You got some sneaky under there.
Yeah, yeah.
But Nige has added another sneaky electron carb. So
He has, yeah.
stay tuned for us to do battle. That gate's gonna drop here soon.
Yeah.
And I look forward to copping some roost from that John Porter RM125. As you know, remember to ring that notification bell, like, subscribe, so you never miss an episode of season 2 of Records to Checkers, because there's more to come. And of course, all the comps.
Mate, all the comps, that hashtag Records to Checkers. So we've got the muck off pack, the year's supply, we've got the Motor X oils and the MXstore tires. So we want to follow along with your builds at home. We love to see it. It is what we do here. It's what we love. So hashtag Records to Checkers, send them all in. And don't forget to jump on the blog page, vote for your favorite bike, because we're still open. It's still happening.
Thanks for tuning in.